Welcome back, guys, to our playthrough of Pokemon Gold. In the last episode, we captured Snorlax just outside Vermilion, and now we're going to take Diglett's Cave to Pewter City, I think, is the goal. What do we got here? A bunch of Diglett popped out of the ground. That was shocking. Really? A bunch of Diglett popped out in Diglett's Cave, and that shocked you? Anyway. All right, so we're going to head towards Pewter and see if we can get the next badge. Yeah, I think I'm going the right path. There's a few different ways to go through all this, but like the routes and stuff that are like blocking you, or not blocking, but are like in the way. I'm kind of trying to skip as many of those as possible. Where are we? In relation to this, is Pewter should be up north, right? Let me take a look and see. Yeah, so Pewter and then Viridian. All right. Let's pop down in the house here and see what we got. Also in the last episode, we talked about some heavy stuff. Hi, wow, I'm glad to see you. You're the first visitor I've had in a long time. I'm super happy. Let me give you a little present. Cool. Imagine that. Imagine walking into a stranger's house. That's a nugget. I can't give you any nuggets of wisdom, so that'll have to do. Imagine walking into a stranger's house, and instead of having them call the police, they give you a $5,000, like, a lump of gold. But yeah, we talked about some heavy stuff. We do that sometimes in our episodes, but it's one of those things that I think is kind of weird, maybe from like an outsider coming in who doesn't necessarily follow like the content and the conversational style that I have on the channel. And I bring that up just because the last episode I was thinking, like, should I name it How to Catch Snorlax? Because like it's not really a how-to. It's more like we just did it, and we had already gotten like the song from the radio for the Pokeflip music to like wake him up and then interact with him and then move on. And I don't know, I guess I wouldn't want someone to jump in and like start watching a how-to video that's not really a how-to while also hearing me talk about things that they probably don't care about, considering that they're here for the how-to instructions and not the content itself. I don't know, or the playthrough, I should say. I don't know, these are things I think about. But anyways, let's move on. If you walk in tall grass wearing shorts, do you get nicks and cuts? Yeah, nicks, cuts, and probably a bunch of ticks as well, I would bet. Bug Catcher Ed wants to battle. This is going to be such a stomping. We're going to get through this, yeah, and then I imagine, what's his face, Brock is probably going to get, like, completely destroyed. Also, we've been doing some live streams on the channel. We did one last week, Friday and Saturday for my birthday, and then, which was the same stream, by the way. It led into Friday to Saturday. Did I stream a second time on Saturday? I may have. And then another stream this most recent Friday as well. Just having some fun. So if you're looking at, I don't know, catching some new content on the channel, you can see the live stream, interacting with the chat and all that stuff. I'm trying to encourage you guys to like watch more of the live streams, because I'm seeing like the Pokemon videos are getting a few hundred views here, but like you guys aren't really participating in the stream, which is fine. I feel like what's happening is that a lot of people are here for a certain type of content and they don't really like to participate in the live stream thing because it's a very different audience. YouTube people and Twitch people are very different. And my live streams aren't on Twitch, but I think that still applies a little bit, even though that we're on YouTube, is like people aren't always here to watch like live streams of stuff. But I would encourage you guys to take a look at it. I mean, I would like to see more active people in the chats and stuff. I feel like we're pretty active. We played in the last playthrough, or sorry, the last live stream that we did, we played with people that were in the chat. So if you're not already a part of the Discord, join the Discord, join in the chats on our live streams. If you want to play games with me, we can talk in real time and all that stuff if you're interested. So I don't know, just keep that in mind if you care. All right, let's go ahead and head up here. I wonder if there's any interesting things going on in Pewter. Let's do two things. We're going to take a little tour of Pewter. We're going to go into the Pewter gym. Did the gym move? Let's see, what do we have in here? Let's go talk to the NPCs and see what's going on. I like snoozing with the radio on. Can I turn it off? Places and people. Places and people. Okay, what the hell does that mean? At night, Clefairy come out to play at Mount Moon, but not every night. Welcome to Pewter City. Okay. Wasn't there a garden here and there's nothing even happening? A stone gray city. Huh. Very little gray at all in the city except for these little barriers. There's a notice here. Mount Moon gift shop now open. Okay.
Ah, you came all the way out here from Johto? That brings back memories. When I was young, I went to Johto to train. You remind me so much of what I was like as a young man. Here, I want you to have this item I found in Johto.
Oh. What? Okay, this is Silver Wing. That's what we need to encounter Lugia. Good thing we talked to the NPCs, man. Because I feel like I could have missed that if I didn't talk to this guy. That was very lucky. I knew that we got it in Johto, but I knew that we got the Silver Wing in Kanto in Pewter City in particular, but I didn't know where, and it wasn't even on my mind, so I just like accidentally stumbled on that. Nidoran, shake! Nidoran's all like, okay, how much of this do I have to do? Some berries here. There's a notice here. Pewter Museum of Science is closed for renovations. Why is everything closed right now? Game Freak just got lazy and they're like, dude, we don't really care to like have you guys running around in our game looking at things. You played Red and Blue and Yellow, right? So you've already seen this. Have you visited Pewter Gym? The leader uses rock-type Pokemon. All right. What do we have in the mart? Can I buy stuff? 129,000. Yo, we've been making some money. Great Balls. That's weird. This game is programmed to reflect... Well, Great Balls weren't available in Red, Blue, and Yellow in Pewter, because it was the first gym city. Actually, let's sell some things. You know what? No, I'm going to save the nuggets. I'm going to... If I need to, I might clone the nuggets just so I can get a little more money. Well, we're so close to the end of the game, it doesn't even really matter. Although I could use a few more full restores. I'll think about it. Pewter City Pokemon Gym Leader Brock. The rock-solid Pokemon trainer, yeah. And what else is rock-solid, you know what I mean? His Pokemon, obviously. Psst. Grow up. Yo, Chapin Making! That gym didn't give you much trouble. The way you took charge was really inspiring. Yeah, okay, so let's point this out. I'm just gonna highlight this. So earlier in my playthrough, I used a cheat code that allowed me to repeat fighting trainers, and I did that for the purpose of just farming XP, because like going after Pokemon in the wild is really annoying. I didn't like doing it, and going and repeating trainer battles over and over not only warrants or rewards you with a ton of XP, but you also get the money. And I was like, okay, like why not? Because I think there's certain cheat codes that should be viable in a game if the feature isn't already there. So like for example, I set up a cheat code in the beginning of this game to set it so I can evolve Pokemon through trading by leveling them up instead, because I'm not going to trade. I shouldn't have to do that. I don't like that mechanic. I've never been a fan of it. So I feel like that's a legitimate alteration that I should be allowed to make as a player. And I feel like when you're fighting a trainer, yeah, like maybe when you beat them, their Pokemon are knocked out and they should like have time to go to the Pokemon Center and come back. But you can't re-battle trainers in this unless you get their phone numbers, I think. There might be a little bit of that. So I looked online and I was like, is there a way for me to like battle more Pokemon at like a higher level just so I can get more XP or whatever? Because the level curve in this game is nonsense. It's so annoying. Gen 2 is my favorite generation, specifically Pokemon Gold, just because it brings back so many memories and the nostalgia. I've talked about this. I love Pokemon Gold so much. I love Gen 2 so much, but I hate the level curve. Weak Pokemon, weak trainers, weaker gym leaders, like Pokemon that you want to capture are, like, aside from the Snorlax that we just encountered, are super duper low level, and a lot of the good ones aren't even available in Johto, so you can't find the ones you want until like endgame, which is ridiculous because there's no one to fight with them. Like if I want to get a Houndour, I can get it, I think, one in Celadon at night or something, like just outside that. Tyranitar you can't, or Larvitar you can't get until you get to Mount Silver, which is like, there's only one trainer left. Once you've done that, the only thing left is a capture Pokemon. I don't like that. I should be able to battle trainers as much as possible with the Pokemon that I want for whatever purpose that I want. If I want to build my team, if I want to level people up, whatever. And when I was looking around trying to find a way to like just increase wild Pokemon level encounters so I could just battle and train up, it was like, oh, here's a way to re-battle trainers. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and just use this cheat just so I can battle some trainers and just re-battle them over and over and over again. And for some reason, when I used that cheat, I didn't know it at the time because there was nowhere that I read about this. But very shortly after using the cheat, I found that there are some NPCs that would talk to you and they would tell you, like, they would act like you'd already battled them before. And I think somehow the code had a side effect where it took some trainers but not all. And it was like, okay, when you battle a certain person to rebattle them, like it triggered like, oh, you've already battled them. Let's turn it so you can rebattle. And somehow that code has like a bit in it that must have, like, it must have done like a true false swap thing where it was like rebattle trainer's false. Okay, we're going to turn that on true. And if that's the case for rebattle, that means you've already battled them. So you must have already beaten them, which means it triggered a bunch of dialogue. I don't know why it's like that. It's a weird thing, and I regret that. I didn't bring it up because like I don't know. I don't like the concept of cheating, and I feel like I'm kind of justifying it, but this is what I believe. And that's just, I mean, it's my game, it's my gameplay, it's my playthrough, and I'm here for the story and the experiences. But there are some things that are just super boneheaded in design that I was like, you know what, if I can change this, I will on my own. And I did, but it had some repercussions that have screwed up some of the gameplay, and I apologize about that. I don't know. I didn't think it was something that I should bring up. I didn't think it should matter. Like, I don't know, cloning nuggets, cloning Pokemon, like doing whatever. Like, if I can do it in game, then I'm, you know, going to take advantage of it, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. The playthrough kind of feels a little illegitimate. But the good news is, though, at least, is now that I know that's how it works, I won't do it again. Because on two sides to that, like, first of all, that means future playthroughs, I've tested these codes and now I know not to use them again because of the side effects they have, which is good. Because I do plan on playing all of Gen 2 over again. So Gold is done. We're going to replay Crystal at some point. And then Silver I'm going to replay. So these cheats that would work for all those games, I'm not going to use them because it has a really negative side effect. So trial and error. And number two, I also not to use them on any other future playthroughs because there are side effects that are not explained. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just be upfront and open about it because I just don't. It took me a while to figure out that's what happened because I made a few different alterations to the game, but I just want to bring that up because people have had some questions and I was like, I honestly don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I also don't want to seem shady about the playthroughs either. So I don't know. I just wanted to clear that up, and it's disappointing. That's on me. I made a choice and there was a negative side effect and that's it. So whatever. I apologize about that if it seemed weird. Wasn't trying to hide anything. It was just something I was trying to do to save time. The trainers of this gym use Rock-type Pokemon. The Rock-type has high defense, but battles could end up going a long time. Are you ready for this? Dude, I'm going to wipe you out with my Espeon just to get through the encounter. Seriously. Seriously, Brock? You have one person in your gym, just one, and that one person is a camper who looks like he's 10, and that 10-year-old camper is going to use one Pokemon? Okay, it's a Sand Slash. I'll give you that. That's a cool one. And it's level 37. Okay, so it's not terribly low. Should be much higher, considering how far we are in the game, and because I'm like, you know, almost, well, 74 is double the level, but I'm close enough. That should be a one-hit KO. So, anyway. That is the whole thing that happened. Yada, yada, yada. Such is life, such is life, such is life. Alright. Cool, cool. Camper Jerry was defeated. I have to win in these battles. Okay, well, you didn't. Alright, there we go. Now, Brock is going to stomp. And I've gotten some feedback, too, that because my Pokemon are such high level, that, like, there's not really a challenge. I get that, but what am I supposed to do about that? All of my Pokemon are really good, and I'm not going to put myself at a huge disadvantage just for the sake of creating drama. Like, what would I do? Use Ampharos and just, like, use Tackle a whole bunch because his other moves are electric and they're not going to do anything to his Pokemon? Like, that's stupid. Like, I just... It's one of those things where, like, if you have the ability to level up and be strong, do that. Like, why wouldn't you? It's not my fault all these guys are weaklings. Like, I can't help that. Wow, it's not often that we get a challenger from Johto. I'm Brock, the Pewter Gym Leader. I'm an expert on Rock-type Pokemon. My Pokemon are impervious to most physical attacks. You'll have a hard time inflicting any damage. Come on. Okay. Like... I don't know. I don't remember. I hope Crystal improved some of these things. I know there were some things that Crystal did to improve the overall experience, but I don't... Okay, so his Pokemon are in level 4s. All right, that's... I feel like all the Johto gym leaders should have scaled up like normal because they feel like a bunch of weaklings, but I also feel like the Kanto gym leaders should be much stronger. Like, they should have had a dialogue where it was like, oh, you came from Johto. Oh, you beat the Pokemon, or you took on the Pokemon League challenge, you won, whatever. That means you must be really strong. I guess I'll have to pull out my, you know, special stronger Pokemon to fight you or whatever. That would have been nice, because at least then they acknowledge that you've gone on your journey, you've defeated all 8 gym leaders from your respective region, you've taken on the Elite Four, and once they're done, they can be like, okay, I usually save, you know, these Pokemon for, you know, like challengers that are of your caliber, so let's try this out. And then their Pokemon are leveled up way high. I don't know, from a program perspective, I don't know how hard it would be to like program it in a way that was like, okay, we're gonna give like we're gonna scale up. So anytime you fight a gym leader, their Pokemon are either matched level or over level by 2 to 5 levels stronger than you. So you could be level 100. Well, no, that's probably not accurate. Let's back up. You're level 50, but they would be level 52 to 55. So no matter what, they're always stronger than you, which is what I think the game should be. So that way it's fair. But there also should be a baseline. If you take on your first gym leader and your, starter Pokemon hasn't leveled up at all, let's say they're level 5, and you take on a gym leader, they shouldn't be at level, 7 or whatever. They should be much stronger than that. There should be a baseline at first. If you're not leveling up your Pokemon, then you're going to get stomped. So like Gym Trainer 1 should be like level 20, let's say, just to force you to like do that grind. Like, they're a gym leader. They should be challenging. The very first guy, was it Faulkner? Is he the first one in Johto? No. Is it? Who the heck was the first one? Was it Faulkner? Let me double check. Who was the first gym leader in our Johto journey? It was Faulkner. Okay, so Faulkner was number 1. So Faulkner should have had level 20s at the base. And then if your Pokemon at level 20, his Pokemon should be between level 22 and 25 somewhere. Oh, stomped. Your Pokemon's powerful attacks overcame my rock-hard defense. Yeah, rock-hard, baby, that's what I'm talking about. You're stronger than I expected. Go ahead, take this badge. Alright, yeah. So I'm probably not going to talk to the intro guy like at the gyms anymore just because he's, I enjoyed battling you, even though I'm a bit upset. That boulder badge will make your Pokemon even more powerful. Cool, thanks, dude. I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore because there's a couple times where we talked to him and he was like, oh, like you're taking on this gym challenge. Like, okay, you should be, using these types of Pokemon to take him on. Other times he's like, good job on winning that fight when I hadn't even battled him yet. So for some reason, that particular NPC is not like the cheat that I used to allow me to like re-battle trainers over again and farm them for experience and money. Like he doesn't always seem to be triggered by that cheat. I don't know why. I don't know what the programming thing is. It's weird. But whatever. It is what it is, I guess. All right. Anyway, let's head down a little bit to the next area. I think we're going through... Actually, let me check. I don't really care to go through Viridian Forest again. There's not really anything that I need in there. But if we go down just south here, can we skip all that and jump right into Viridian City? Because it might just block me off. Oh, what is this? Are you Mark? I work at Professor Oak's aide. I had no idea that you were out here. Professor Oak's lab is nearby in Pallet Town. Why are we buddies? Like, you don't know me. Like, I don't understand what the relationship we have with Oak is, because we've only talked to him like a couple of times. He's not our friend. Like, he's not our local professor, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's weird. Level 3 Caterpie. Weird. It's weird seeing low-level Pokemon like this. Oh, it's a gym. Oh, it's a gym. It's a trainer. Why don't girls like bug Pokemon? Creepy crawly. Actually, I was curious about this myself, about like why people have a fear of spiders, which are not necessarily like insects. They're arachnids, which I guess is different, I guess. But you would still classify them as a bug, I guess, right? Let's make sure I'm not spitting out false information. Are spiders bugs? Spiders are neither bugs nor insects, but a class all their own. Arachnida or arachnids. Okay, perfect. So there we go. All right, science. But I was looking at this, like, why do arachnids give people the creeps? And it's because, and again, this is just what I read. Don't use what I'm saying in your book report because it might not be accurate. But apparently, spiders, the way that they move in their arms and they're all like clicky and stuff, is because their blood pressure changes when they move, which acts like a hydraulic. So they kind of move like, I don't know, kind of like a weird, maybe like a metal like rod on a gear and a swivel and stuff like that with like, whatever. If you've ever seen hydraulics, you know what I'm talking about. I can't word it because I'm not an engineer, but apparently because they move that way, it's an unnatural form, and not a lot of creatures in the wild move that way. So like when spiders move like all clicky and stuff, they don't move like we normally would. It's kind of like, you know how like in in movies, you see the CGI humans and they never move the right way. They move like frog people, or they just move kind of like rag dolls. It's because you know how a human like should move normally, right? So you can always tell when someone's CGI or not in a movie, not just because of like the physical like animation looks like clay or looks crappy. It's because their movements are like obviously not human. And spiders are not so different in that they move in a obviously non-human way, but like a non-normal way. So in the animal kingdom, not a lot of creatures move the same way like spiders or arachnids or, you know, similar adjacent familia move. So it makes your skin crawl. My bug Pokemon are tough. Prepare to lose. So that's what I read. Humans have a natural reaction to be creeped out by arachnids because they don't move in a natural type way, or like what we consider to be normal, which makes a lot of sense. Like I get creeped out of spiders like in my home, and I see them and I'm like, ew, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is a spider, splat, which I feel bad for killing them, but I do. And if you're part of PETA, I apologize, but like, I don't know. If you're a member of PETA and you want to like save animals, just remember that your car most likely runs on fossil fuels, which means it's running off of dead animals, which means like you probably shouldn't drive a car, so like don't get on me, okay? Bunch of hypocrites. I'm really going all out on random tangents in this episode, aren't I? Oh my god, what is happening? Had a lot of caffeine today. Whew! Losing it. But anyway, there you have it. That's the reason. Butterfree? What? Butterfree almost looks kind of shiny in this one due to his color palette here. I was whipped. You and me both, brother. Alright, let's see. Let's head down to Viridian, skipping all that. Hey, this guy. Hey, kid, I just had a double shot of espresso, and I am wired. I need to talk to someone, so you'll have to do. I might not look like much now, but I was an expert at catching Pokemon. Do you believe me? Sure. Good, good. Yes, I was something out of the ordinary, let me tell you. Okay. Sounds good, dude. Alright. So, we're actually going to save the Viridian stuff, because I don't want to battle the trainer there yet, which isn't like a huge surprise. You probably know who it is or what it's about, but we're going to go ahead and save the experience. We're going to go down to Palette, and then we'll save it there, and then we'll continue on to Cinnabar. Cinnabar Island. Cinnabar Gym. Cinnabar Island. Cinnabar. No wilds, no wilds, no wilds. Heck yeah. Alright, cool. There we are. Back in the beginning, we'll go ahead and save that. We'll tour the town in the next episode, and then we'll head to Cinnabar as well after the fact, but I think that's a good point for us to stop. We took on Brock. We talked about nonsense, you know, typical Marcanine stuff, but we'll continue with more of that, like I said, tomorrow. But if you did enjoy this video, though, you can show your love by hitting the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. Any feedback for me, leave it in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Also, don't forget to take a look at the description box. There's some links that might be of interest to you, one of which is a link to the Marcanine community Discord server. If you want to be part of that group, you can chat with me directly. I'm very active there. I don't use social media much, but that is a place that I am always talking to people in the community. So if you want to be heard or spoken to, whatever, go ahead and do that. And be sure to check out the Marcanine live streams every once in a while too. We're having a good time there, and I'd like to see more people participating in the chat and more viewers. So if you want to be a part of that too, nothing's stopping you. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Take care of yourselves, be well, and hope to see you when you continue with more of our playthrough of Pokemon Gold. Later.